Was this really just a simple business request? Or are we looking at something way deeper? Think about the energy in the halls of Forrester Creations right now. It is absolutely electric, but not in a good way. We are talking about a total Cold War that just turned scorching hot. The big question isn't even about who gets the CEO title anymore. The real question is who is going to be left standing when the dust finally settles. Taylor Hayes is back, and she is not here for a friendly chat or a quick fashion show. She is back because her daughter is under fire, and if there is one thing we know about Taylor, it's that she will go full mama bear to protect her own. Can Brooke Logan actually survive an attack she didn't see coming? Or did she finally go one step too far and overplay her hand this time? Let's really look at what happened this week, because the sheer nerve of Brooke Logan was honestly on another level. We just saw a week where Brooke was basically being a puppet for a spiraling Hope Logan. She walked right into Ridge's office and essentially demanded that he kick his own daughter out of her co-CEO seat. And for what? It wasn't because the company was failing or because Steffy was doing a bad job. It was because Brooke wanted to make room for herself and by extension give Hope more power. It wasn't about business at all. It was a pure power grab disguised as destiny. Why is this happening right now? Well, think about it. The Logan women are in a total panic. Hope for the future is basically on life support. In the high-stakes world of fashion, being on hold is just a fancy way of saying your brand is dying. Hope knows that as long as Steffy is calling the shots, her line is never going to be the priority. So what does she do? She pushes her mom into that CEO seat. She wanted a puppet master at the top who would always pick her designs over everything else. It is a classic move of using family guilt to pull off a corporate hit. We have to dig into the why behind Brooke's sudden thirst for that title. For years, Brooke was fine being the muse and the matriarch. She was happy just being Ridge's destiny. But then she saw Steffy holding actual real-world power. And not just power, but the kind of power that can silence Brooke's own daughter. That triggered something deep inside Brooke. It wasn't just about a job description. It was about proving that a Logan still owns the keys to the Forrester kingdom. It was like she was marking her territory. Now think about the emotions here. Brooke is feeling the walls close in on her. She sees the Logan influence fading away as the next generation of Forresters takes over. There is this huge fear of becoming irrelevant. But for Steffy, the emotion is just pure betrayal. Imagine working your way up from the mailroom, which she literally did, only to have your stepmom try to mommy you out of your own office. The hurt in Steffi's eyes wasn't just about a title. It was the realization that her dad's loyalty is still something Brooke thinks she can just buy with a smile. If we look at this from a different angle, this isn't even just Brooke versus Steffy. It is a fight between earning your way and just being part of the family. Steffy is standing on her actual track record. Brooke is basically standing on her marriage license. By making this a Logan dynasty versus a Forrester disaster, the show is asking a big question. Does your history entitle you to a future? Brooke thinks her past gives her a forever pass to the top floor. Steffy is arguing that you are only as good as your latest business report. In my opinion, Brooke's move was one of the most tone-deaf things we've ever seen on this show. Trying to say that Hope's creative struggles are the same as Steffy's executive leadership is a massive stretch. I totally get why Steffy is outraged. You don't just request a CEO job because your daughter's clothes aren't selling. It's unprofessional, and honestly, it just makes Brooke look a bit desperate. Ridge was actually right to say no, even if it took him way too long to find his spine. Psychologically, this is such a fascinating look at ego. Brooke and Hope are so convinced that they are the center of the Forrester universe. They see any business roadblock as a personal attack. Hope is struggling because her brand isn't the it thing anymore. And she's blaming Steffy's bias, instead of looking at the actual designs. And Brooke is just enabling that delusion to keep her bond with Hope strong. It's this weird, codependent cycle of feeling entitled to everything. And then the absolute bomb drops. Enter Taylor Hayes. After being gone for weeks, she is back. And she is completely floored by what's going on. This is not the Taylor who was trying to be Brooke's best friend a year ago. This is the Taylor who remembers every single time Brooke tried to shove her kids aside. When Taylor finds out Brooke actually tried to demote Steffy, it flips a switch. It's not about Ridge anymore. It's about her daughter's legacy. Taylor sees this as a calculated move to kick the Forrester kids out of their own house. The tension is going to be through the roof because Taylor is coming from a place of pure righteousness, while Brooke is still trying to act like the victim. I cannot wait for the scenes where Taylor confronts Brooke. It is not going to be some polite little chat over coffee. Taylor is going to go for the jugular. She is going to question Brooke's motives and whether she even belongs in that building if she can't respect the rules. This moves the fight from the office right back to the living room, and that is where Taylor Hayes always wins. So what is going to happen next? I'm predicting a total collapse of that new spirit of cooperation we kept hearing about. Ridge already made his choice and he chose his daughter. That is going to leave a permanent mark on his marriage to Brooke. But Brooke never takes no for an answer. With Hope constantly whispering in her ear, she is going to start trying to undermine Steffy from the shadows. The real wild card here is Taylor. I don't think she's just visiting. I think she's staying to protect Steffy, and that means we are headed for a Brooke and Taylor war that makes their old fights look like nothing. Also, keep an eye on Zend. He is so tired of the entitled brats in the family. If Brooke keeps pushing, she might find an ally in Zend because he is just as fed up with the favoritism as she is. Ultimately, this failed coup is the beginning of the end for Brooke's power. She showed her hand, and now Steffy knows exactly what she's capable of. We really need to talk more about Hope Logan's role in this because she is the one who really built this disaster. Hope isn't just watching from the side. She is a master at manipulation. When her line got sidelined, she didn't look at the market or her designs. She immediately looked for a way to change the rules. She is playing a dangerous game. She's asking Liam to keep an escape hatch open for her at the Logan firm, while she's pushing her mom to take over at Forrester. That shows she has zero professional integrity. She wants the fame of Forrester but won't do the work to save her brand. Deep down, Hope is terrified. She has built her whole life on being the successful designer. If that line fails, who is she even? That fear is what drove her to manipulate Carter and now her own mother. She feels cornered, and a cornered Hope Logan is a dangerous person. If you look at it differently, Brooke might actually be the victim of Hope's ambition. Hope knew Ridge would laugh if she asked for the job, but by making it about Brooke's rightful place, she used her mom's ego as a weapon against Steffy. It is a brilliant but totally dirty move. Honestly, Hope is the real villain here. Her inability to handle a professional setback without starting a family war is just exhausting. She is wrecking her mother's marriage and the company's stability just because she can't handle the word no. I totally get Liam's frustration. This whole thing is a nightmare that Hope created herself. Psychologically, she's refusing to take any blame for her line's failure. She thinks it's all about Steffy's whims or Ridge's choices. This lets her stay the victim, while she's actually being the aggressor. And let's not forget Liam Spencer. He is losing his mind this week. He is watching his wife turn into this delusional schemer, and he is out of patience. He sees what this is doing to her, but he also sees how crazy the CEO demand is. When he tells Bill and Katie that this is a nightmare, he isn't just talking about clothes. He's talking about Hope's mental state. Things get even worse when he realizes Hope might leave Forrester just for revenge. That adds a whole new fight. The Logans versus the Spencers. Bill Spencer's new sheriff comment makes me think he is ready to jump in and take advantage of the mess. Is Bill going to try and steal Hope away just to mess with Ridge? While everyone is looking at the Brooke and Steffy drama, there is a fire starting in the design studio. Zend is at his breaking point. He's been forced to play second fiddle to RJ. And watching the company revolve around Brooke's ego, while his career is stuck, is the last straw. I think Zend is going to go rogue. He's realizing that in this company, talent doesn't matter as much as who your mom is. He might be the one to expose Brooke and Hope's plan to the whole board. If Zend and Steffy team up, the Logan women are in big trouble. We have to remember the history Taylor brings back. Taylor once gave up her entire ownership stake just to make sure Ridge could never fire Steffy again. She literally put millions of dollars on the line to protect her daughter from exactly this kind of Logan takeover. For Brooke to try and undo that now is a personal slap in the face to Taylor. And then there's Ridge. He is caught in a vice between the two women who define his life. On one side, he has Brooke, his destiny, telling him they should run the company as a couple. On the other, he has Steffy, his daughter, who has actually proven she can lead. Ridge's biggest problem is that he hates conflict. He didn't want to say no to Brooke because he knew it would cause a fight at home. But he couldn't say yes because he knew Steffy was right. By waiting so long, he made everything worse. Ridge is carrying a lifetime of guilt for picking Brooke over his Forrester family. Steffy knows this and used it as a weapon, telling him to choose your daughter over Brooke for once. Ridge isn't just picking a CEO. He's picking an identity. The weight of that is all over his face. There is a logical solution everyone is ignoring: Carter Walton. He has everyone's respect and a great track record without all the family drama. But logic doesn't make for good soap opera drama. If I were Ridge, I'd just quit. He just wants to design anyway. Let Brooke and Steffy fight it out as co-os and see who wins. It would be great TV, and it would finally force Brooke to prove she can do the job without Ridge. But Ridge's ego is too big for that. He likes being the prize everyone is fighting over. Psychologically, he feeds on the competition between the women in his life. Whether it's for his heart or his boardroom, he always wants to be the king on the throne. And just to make things even crazier, Charlie Weber is back. It might seem small, but Charlie being back for intruder drama and security chaos means the tension is literally spilling over into the building's safety. Is someone going to steal designs? Or is a family member going to dig up dirt on someone else? The fact that Charlie is in multiple episodes tells me this isn't just a cameo. The environment at Forrester has become so toxic that they need extra security. When they can't play nice in the boardroom, they start playing dirty in the halls. I'm calling it now. The Logan firm is going to become a real threat. Katie and Bill are looking to make a big move. If Hope actually leaves Forrester, and her career there is definitely hanging in the balance, we could see a full war between Forrester Creations and a new Logan company. That would be the ultimate result of Brooke's failed plan, destroying the very company she said she wanted to save. Now I really want to hear from you. Do you think Brooke is just being a supportive mom? Or is she a corporate saboteur? Does she have any right to even ask for that job based on destiny? Are you Team Steffy or Team Brooke? Has Steffy earned her spot? Or is she just a bully to the Logans? This is getting so intense. Will Taylor's return finally end Brooke's hold over Ridge? Or will it just make Ridge and Brooke act like it's them against the world? Do you think Hope is actually talented enough to win somewhere else? Or is she nothing without the Forrester name? Let's talk about Zend and RJ's peace treaty for a second. They agreed to put their differences aside, but let's be real. This is just a band-aid on a massive wound. Zend is a professional, but he has an ego too. Watching RJ, the entitled little brat, get priority while Zend is stuck reviewing designs is a recipe for a total explosion. This piece will last exactly until the next promotion comes up. Zend feels like the forgotten Forrester. He has put in the years, but he's always the one asked to sacrifice for the family. The weight of being told your future is on hold, while the boss's son gets the fast track is just crushing. That resentment hasn't gone away. It's just hidden for now. It's the same dynamic as Steffy versus Brooke. Earned position versus family favoritism. If the leaders can't be fair, why should the designers? Honestly, Zend should just walk away. Why stay where you aren't appreciated? He could go to the Logan firm or start his own thing. Staying at Forrester just to put aside differences is a waste of his life. He is being a company man in a company that doesn't care about him. He's stuck in a psychological trap, afraid that if he leaves, he'll lose everything he worked for. But the reality is that the longer he stays, the more he loses his own spark. And then there's Elektra. She's about to find out a shocking truth about Dylan and Remy. If they are actually relatives, it makes the whole social circle incredibly messy. But how does this affect the power fight? If Dylan is compromised by this secret, it could hurt her standing at the company. And if Will gets involved by putting his heart on the line, we have a whole new generation of Forresters and Logans getting dragged into the mess. I'm predicting that Bill Spencer is the new sheriff he mentioned. He's been waiting for the Forresters to get weak from all this fighting. He's going to use the Brooke and Steffy fight to launch a takeover or steal all their talent. Dollar Bill never does anything for free, and helping Hope is just a great excuse to grow his empire. What do you think? Is Zend right to be mad at RJ? Or is he just jealous? And what is the shocking truth Elektra finds out? Could it be the thing that finally brings the whole house of cards down? I want to know your thoughts on all of this. This is easily the most exciting time to be a fan of the show, and we are going to be here for every single twist. So what are you waiting for? Drop a comment below and let's get the debate started. If you love these deep dives into the drama of the bold and the beautiful, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and give this video a big thumbs up. It really helps us out and keeps the spoilers coming your way. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Wait, there is one more thing we have to watch. The rinse of May 15th suggests that Brooke's demand was never about Forrester Creations. If that is true, what was it really about? Was it a test to see if Rich still loves her more than his own family? Was it a distraction from a much bigger secret? We are going to be digging into that in the next video, so stay tuned. You do not want to miss what we found out. See you soon. Taylor Hayes' return during the week of May 18th to 22nd significantly escalates the power struggle at Forrester Creations by shifting the conflict from a corporate disagreement into a high-stakes family war. After being off-screen for weeks, Taylor returns to find the company in chaos following Brooke's failed attempt to demote Steffy and seize the co-CEO title. According to the sources, Taylor's return changes the dynamic in several key ways. A mama bear confrontation. Taylor is expected to be appalled and stunned when she learns that Brooke tried to push Steffy out of her executive seat. This likely leads to a direct confrontation where Taylor goes into mama bear mode, scolding Brooke for a move characterized as a selfish power grab that was not based on Steffy's actual job performance. Validation for Ridge and Steffy. Taylor is predicted to praise Steffy for standing her ground and will likely be proud of Ridge for rejecting Brooke's pitch. Her presence reinforces the Forrester side of the company, especially as she may agree with Steffy's assessment that Hope Logan manipulated Brooke into this bold move just to save her struggling fashion line, Hope for the Future. Invoking historical ownership, Taylor's return brings up critical history regarding the company's structure. Sources remind us that years ago, Taylor gave Steffy her own 25% ownership stake specifically to ensure that Ridge could never fire Steffy again. Because Taylor made significant financial sacrifices to secure Steffy's future, she will likely view Brooke's current